everyone, just coming up to 9:30 AM in the London European session here, and we're just going to have a look at Bitcoin and a few data points to see what's possibly going on in here and make some sense of what we're seeing. So from the last video, we were in a demand zone, quite a big demand zone, actually built over the last 24 hours or so as well, hit 740 million, so really big demand down here. And what we basically said subsequently in the Discord live, which was a few hours after the video, was thought this was a good valid long, would have liked to have seen this 43.5 liquidity get taken a little bit sooner, but we actually rolled over. We started to roll over. My sentiment was let the market prove you wrong and stop you out. No stop out here, because we tend to keep or I tend to keep stops 2.5% below these demand zones, sat under top levels. So yeah, rolled over, tested your patience here, a little bit of time decay. You're thinking, oh god, okay, we're just going to roll over here, but we just keep hitting that demand. And you've got a cluster of BTC Group Spot, BTC Diamond, and I believe even Perps were bidding this in here, so these are Perps alerts as well. So they were all really happy to push this up. From there we did get the push up, which was nice. Again, I was still looking at that 43.5 liquidity to get taken. That's now been taken. The majority of liquidity in this small zone has been taken, okay? And you're just into some spot distribution again. A few people have been selling around here. Coinbase Pro, Gemini have been doing a little bit of selling here. Bitfinex been selling, not too much, okay? But your main big players have been doing some more spot distribution around here, okay? At the same time, Perps have been doing some selling, so these guys are quite happy to come out of position and hedge some shorts now. So that's where we are right now. Last signals were a sell. We'll have a look at where we could possibly go to. If not, this could be it for the time being, I do believe. Okay, so quick look at volume. Yeah, volume was still looking okay yesterday. I was happy to stay in the longs yesterday, because basically as we did start to come down, you didn't get a lower low here to form those kind of volume bull divs, but volume from the bigger players was coming up, as we can see here on the larger green and larger blue spot volume divs. Open interest was still pretty chilled. Funding was coming down as we hit that zone, and we rise up. Cherry on the cake, retail shorts in red. We're trying to short these lows. Not the best, guys, just chill out a little bit, okay? So there we are. One thing to be cautious of here, and I saw it even in this range zone here yesterday on the higher time frame, is that Perps liquidity came right back up again to hit just as we're kind of like in this zone. I was like, oh god, the Perps liquidity is rising again. But again, you know, 1 hour and 4 hour higher time frames, this can take time to play out, but we are at those highs again here. So bear in mind, Perps liquidity at the highs, if you're familiar with my Liquidity King video, at the highs as we're on sell signals, okay? Open interest quite high again, so just something to be cautious of. If you look at that just quickly on a daily view, we're still hanging around those highs. You are not in my opinion, swing long areas here, so we can still rise up, chop around, maybe even tech these highs, but you know, it's just cautionary tale right now for me. You're not in swing high area, okay? So that's where we are. Where could we possibly go from here if we do rise up and defy some of this spot and Perps selling? Let's go and have a look at our OBC. Okay, so most of the liquidity has been taken in this zone. These are just all bunches of small orders. So basically tweeted out this morning, if you are going to rise up, I'm going to have to go and look at a 4-day view, and I think this is going to be a bit of a big ask, but it could be an even better short, to be honest, if you're inclined to take that, or a hedge position. You're going to have to really zoom up and take the liquidity over 44, so say 44.1 to 44.2. This is your liquidity gap now. You're going to have to go and take all of that, yeah? Which in actual fact, if you do your classic TA and obviously just draw a line here, you can see that's your resistance, but you'd be taking all these highs, and these were weekend highs, okay? So we dropped from weekend highs, so that's something I'm open to and watching for. I just don't know if we're going to get it right now after taking this. It's going to take a really big push up to take that liquidity. Can we manage it? Yeah, maybe not. So then down to the downside, I don't even think I need to mention this. You have just got a whole chunk more liquidity still right down under those 38k levels. I still believe in the coming weeks, or however long it takes, that's going to be your best long, would be under 38k. Okay, so that's where we are. Keep the video short. Ethereum has been showing some ETH BTC bid, top levels moving around on ETH, but again ETH's had some group spot selling as well. Low demand here now as we've hit this zone, so we'll see what we get. If we do rise up and take this wick high, that'd be great. If we just drop from here and you've managed to hedge your short position under these levels, then you know, even better. Some of the altcoins coming off as well, AVAX and Sol, just calming down a little bit. You know, do we get a Santa rally? Do we calm down for a few days and then get a Santa rally? Yeah, it remains to be seen. We do have some spot levels coming up here, so maybe we, you know, maybe just bring this down. You know, I actually like trading a range, but it's boring for some people. But maybe we just form a little bit of a range in here. Let's just take a pull and see where we are right now from this drop here. Okay, so your POC coming in at around 41.8. You've got top levels starting to defend here at value area lows around 40k. So yeah, areas to watch. Maybe we form a range. If you're unfamiliar with this, just do your settings and put the value area lows on, or just drop it on like that. Okay, just draw a parallel channel like that. For me here, if I was just day trade scalping this, I'd want this to come down and maybe hit some of these zones before looking to commit any more risk, and just assess from there. But at the minute, if in doubt, you're on a sell signal, so that's what I'd be looking for, even if you push to 44.1. Okay, so we are live in the Discord later on. The US Open, maybe we get a little bit more sign of how the market's going to play from there. I always do tend to think that you get a little bit of European weakness sometimes, so maybe Bitcoin's not going to show its hand right now, because still you've just got a little bit of selling going on there. And again, that's nothing to do with timing too much. We all know that crypto's 24-hour. It's just the fact that the European guys don't tend to throw as much volume in the market as the Asian guys, especially the Asian guys at the minute, actually, and the US guys. Okay, so European weakness, probably not going to see too much. I would give it, yeah, generally just pre-US Open, you get a little bit of volatility. So in about 2.5 hours time, you know, that hour or so before the US Open, you do tend to see some volatility. So that'd be nice. That might show us what Bitcoin's going to play like. All right. So live in the Discord later, US Open, join us there. Cheers.
I bet your margins are pretty nice and fat.
Let's not talk about my margins, by the way.